Welcome to first and only SaaS Talk Show featured on LinkedIn. This is the Legal Edition episode, where I cover legal questions for SaaS founders and fund managers. If you're watching this episode for the first time, check out our other series on our channel at saastalkshow.com. In a recently published article, Angela Kuo encourages VCs and startups to continue seeking funds from foreign markets, despite the regulations under FIRRMA, the Foreign Investment Risk Review and Monetization Act. According to Angela, qualifying U.S. funds are allowed to receive foreign investments as long as they plan carefully and follow proper structural guidance to ensure that the funds is controlled and managed exclusively by U.S. general partners, and U.S. general partners is controlled by no other foreign investors. In a time of economic and financial uncertainty, it is relief to know that some doors remain open for VCs and startups. Angela encourages us to look to foreign markets such as China and Hong Kong for raising additional funds, insisting that VCs have potential to create attractive investments by using a properly structured fund. Without further ado, today I have a special guest, Angela Kuo. She's a consul at Haynes & Boney. Angela Kuo focuses her practice on corporate transactions, concentrating on PE and VC fund formations, startups and venture fund financing, and lastly, merger and acquisitions. Angela, thank you so much for being on my show again.
You're welcome, and great to be here again.
Excellent. Can you please introduce yourself and your firm, Haynes & Boney?
Sure. I was born in Beijing, grew up in Hong Kong, and I studied in the U.S. for my law degrees. And I stayed in the U.S. for about 10 years already. And I am a committed VC lawyer in Silicon Valley. Haynes & Boney is a full AM 100 service law firm. We have 600 lawyers in 40 different legal practice areas. We are an international law firm with 70 offices worldwide.
Thank you for such detailed introduction, Angela. Well, before we dive into my questions, I want to remind you how SaaS Talk Show works, since you have been on my show before. I'm going to ask you a question. The goal is for you to answer the question in under 2 minutes. If you do, I will award you with plenty of applause like this. And if it takes you longer than 2 minutes to answer my question, you will hear a sound like this. So let's start with basics. Can you please share with us how FIRRMA applies to VC financing transactions?
Sure. Actually, FIRRMA is based on U.S. government's concern about foreign investment that poses a threat to the national security. So FIRRMA gives the CVS the power to review or even rewind some of the covered transactions, which involves foreign investors in certain U.S. business that involves critical technologies, critical infrastructures, or to collect the sensitive personal data of the U.S. citizens.
Got it. Thank you. So you outlined two FIRRMA restrictions. The first restriction is about direct control of the fund, which must be managed exclusively by U.S. general partners or fund managers. And the second restriction focuses on any possible indirect control of the fund. Can you explain a little bit more about the restrictions and tell us how can we navigate them successfully?
Sure. So to avoid the foreign control issue,